Happy New Year and welcome to January's edition of 4 and 4. I'm Kathy Halgren, Director of South St. Paul Public Library, and this month's 4 titles deal with a murder in South Africa, a haunting in Iowa, a high court in the afterlife, and an ex-Amish man running from his past. I love Malla Nunn's books, so I was pleased to see she'd come out with a new volume in 2012. Blessed Are the Dead is the third book in a series, but you don't absolutely have to read them in order since the author does fill you in on situations in the previous books. It's 1953 in Durban, South Africa, and Detective Emmanuel Cooper has been assigned to the homicide of a Zulu chief's daughter, Amal, in a farming area 4 hours away. He sets out to solve the murder with his trusty Zulu constable, Samuel Shabalala, and discovers that Amal's brother is ready to avenge her death, while her father is lamenting over her wasted lobola, or bride price, since she died before her upcoming wedding. Amal was a stunner. So Cooper and Shabalala figure there's got to be a jilted lover, or a possible pregnancy cover-up, since she's worked for a wealthy South African farmer, and the whites in the area are trying to squelch any progress regarding Amal's killer. We do learn, however, that Amal wanted more than the country could provide. She had dreams for a better life in the city, but someone had other plans for her. Nunn does a wonderful job portraying apartheid South Africa in the 50s, revealing cultural differences as well as compromises made as the English, the Boers, and the native peoples inhabit this beautiful country. My next book is getting great reviews, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. James P. Kimmel's The Trial of Fallen Angels asks the question, in the end, will there be justice or something else? Brett Cutler is a successful lawyer who at 30 is killed in a convenience store. She doesn't remember how it happened, but all of a sudden she is in the land of Shemaiah and must accept the fact that she is dead. For all of you that wish you had a different job, imagine how Breck feels when she discovers her main job in the afterlife is to present cases to God, and rather than being able to give a balanced view of a person's life, she's able to present only negative moments for judgment. In order to learn about those she's going to represent, she sort of becomes them, because she's able to move through time and space since she's not bound by earthly dimensions. These experiences become very real and help her to see the many sides to a person, and the way she returns to her present is by being reminded of her transgressions. Each soul Breck meets helps her piece together her own life on Earth, so that she's definitely on a journey of sorts. What's really fascinating is the idea of what God is like, and how earthly beliefs in justice, vindication, etc., may have no place in the afterlife. In Doyce Testerman's imaginative Hidden Things, we're treated to a tale reminiscent of the horror flicks of the 70s or 80s in that, unlike the classic films with mad scientists or aristocratic counts, we have two ordinary people, Calliope and Josh, who've been lured into the unknown. Late one night, Calliope takes a phone call from Josh, her gumshoe partner, and the next morning she's informed he's been killed. What's particularly unusual about this is that Josh left a message on her voicemail at work after he supposedly died. Add in an unusual vagrant with magical powers, and you know something's up. And now Callie's heading for Iowa, a place she vowed she'd never return to, in the hopes of finding Josh. One of the main premises of the book is the belief in things hidden from our sight simply because we're concentrating on seeing what we expect to see. But they're still there. Finally, Still Life in Shadows by Alice J. Wisler shares a similar overriding theme with Kimmel's The Trial of Fallen Angels, but the story is entirely different. Christian fiction is quite popular these days, and this book falls in that genre with the added appeal of exploring the life of Gideon Miller, a young man who has run from his Amish roots in Pennsylvania to North Carolina, where he's a mechanic. Besides being known for his work ethic, he's also known as the getaway savior, an integral cog in a secret network that helps Amish youth escape their past and integrate into modern life among the English, as all non-Amish people are called. What's interesting about this book is the variety of issues it tackles, such as racism, autistic children, murder, child abuse, and drug addiction. Kiki, a young autistic girl who is ostracized by her classmates, looks up to Gideon as a role model when he offers her a job at the shop fixing bicycles, thereby giving her another role in her small town besides being the strange kid. But things start to come apart for Gideon when Mariah, his handsome younger brother, asks to come over for a visit and ends up finding more trouble than either he or Gideon can handle. This cover with the fleeing buggy carrying no one and the strong, emotionally wounded man is perfect for Wisler's novel. That's all for this edition of 4 and 4. See you in March with 4 more titles in 4 minutes.